Okay, so the war between Charlemagne the God and academics has gone into a whole new phase, and Charlemagne is getting exposed on a few different fronts, and it's not looking too good for him. So I'm going to break down everything that's been going on since my last video about Charlemagne, all right? Charlemagne the creep, as I be calling him, all right? Be careful, keep your lids on your drinks when Charlemagne's around. That's all I'm going to say. But in response to academics, it's very, very interesting because what seemed to be one of Charlemagne and Rock Nation's allies, a Jay-Z defender, has now maybe accidentally exposed Charlemagne for being involved in some pretty shady stuff. Now, the person responsible is Waymo. Now, you might remember this guy. He used to work at Lids telling people what hats they could wear. He's now responsible for, I guess, these self-driving cars that you see around in LA. So shout out to Waymo, man. I really like his work. But he revealed some new information in one of his videos that he did recently, all about Charlemagne and Jay-Z apparently being involved in this secret Times Square casino bid. So let's hear what Waymo had to say about it.
Yo, the craziest thing too, when I started hearing even Charlemagne talk about, Charlemagne talk about like steak. I'm like, yo, bro. This is what I'm saying. Charlemagne got like, yo, let's sit down. We got to do it on both our platforms. Let's sit down and really talk about it all. Because I want to look Charlemagne in his eyes and say, nigga, how you got so much fucking opinion about steak or what you think steak is doing or what you think crypto gambling is or whatever you think it is. But you showed up there for Jay-Z when he was about to get a bid for the casino in Times Square, and you gave a speech on his behalf, nigga. I'm listening to this new podcast. Charlemagne's like, yo, this is influencing the kids. Nigga, you tried to get a casino in the middle of Times Square. Bruh, stop it, bro. We gonna have to, bruh, I'm telling you, I'm looking at him like, yo, it was music to my ears when Charlemagne said, nah, we gotta talk about it. Nigga, I've been trying to talk about it. You don't gotta, I wanna talk publicly because I don't have no secrets with nobody. Nigga, Charlemagne gave a speech. Yo, imagine me giving a steak speech. Yo, hey, listen. Yo, Charlemagne gave a speech, gang. Now he's over here talking about, oh, the kids is getting influenced by gambling, by streamers. What about the radio personality giving speeches at the town hall meeting? Come on, bro. This shit is goofy. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm really thinking, what is Jay-Z doing to get my nigga Charlemagne moving like this? I can't believe it.
Now, for full context, academics is wrong, and he just don't know. Charlemagne was not there on the behalf of Jay-Z. Charlemagne was there on the behalf of himself because he had equity in the casino. Yes, he was a person that invested and the bid did not go through, but a lot of people don't know that. Now, when he says that this stuff is not about Jay-Z, it's not about Jay-Z, but I don't think nobody talks about Jay-Z currently more than academics and academics TV. Now, let's go back.
So look, all right, this low key was a revelation. I don't think anybody really knew for sure that Charlemagne was involved in this casino, Jay-Z gambling situation they was trying to pitch for Times Square until Waymo confirmed it. It was pretty crazy. I'm like, whoa, this is pretty big news. This is a big update, but here's the problem, all right? Charlemagne's talked about that casino bid several times on the radio, and under the FTC rules, okay, you about to find out, all right? The endorsement guidelines means that you really can't hop on the radio on a public broadcast bigging up Jay-Z's casino move, having secretly had equity in it, because you actually have to disclose any possible financial interest. I don't have a little side business like all these guys do, right? Maybe one day. But let's just say I started my own drink, all right? Let's just say I started my own drink. Let's just say, for the purpose of just some shit I have on my desk, all right, let's just say I started Amino Energy. I started Trapino Energy, okay? This is what I'm drinking today. It's very tasty. But say I start popping out on videos saying, this is the most delicious drink in the whole world, man. I love this. It's so fire. It's the best drink in the world. This made me strong. All of my success I owe to this drink. And I didn't tell you that this was my drink that I owned. All right, I'm low-key finessing you. I'm tricking you. I'm probably not really meaning any of those things. I'm just trying to convince you and trick you into purchasing my drink, my beverage, so that I can get rich. And I'll tell you anything. You need it's a different story when you say, look, this is my drink that I've started. This is actually something that I've started. I've invented this, and I'm the reason that this drink is actually on the shelves. And I'm telling you should buy my drink. It's different. You low-key finessing and scamming your audience, and you can't do that, okay? So here's some background from Forbes, basically explaining why this is not allowed, and you need to disclose. If you have a financial interest in the shit you hopping on the radio exposing, all right, you need to actually explain this. What the hell is going on with her glasses, by the way?
do?
My role at the FTC is to direct the Division of Advertising Practices, which generally oversees national advertising. Whenever you're looking at what someone says about a product, whether it's an online review or even just your friend telling you what they thought about it, you want to know where they're coming from. And if they have been paid or incentivized in some way to promote the product, then that's going to affect how much weight or credibility you give what they say.
I think it's become a really big thing for social media influencers to be more transparent, because there were some really big scandals recently about people who were promoting like certain gambling websites without saying they were affiliated with them.
So the FTC just says that influencers need to make it clear to their audience when they're working with a brand or being paid. We don't say exactly how you have to do that.
So here's the thing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, academics is a hypocrite. Oh, academics was promoting stake. Well, the problem is it's a different story. Everybody knew that all of these influencers were being paid by stake. The issue with that, from what I understand, is that allegedly some people was gambling with fake money that wasn't real. They weren't really risking their own money, but it'd been known that they were doing sponsorships with stake. The thing with Charlemagne that's different is he was on the Breakfast Club talking about how great of a move that this Times Square casino would be, without disclosing that he allegedly had equity in it. And where this is really messed up is you're all pointing fingers at each other, gambling, oh, you're all shilling gambling. I don't fuck with gambling. You're all low-key, bro. Some of these people are my friends, but like low-key, bro, you wrong, bro. Stop trying to get the next generation. If you're a degenerate gambler, all right, I know academics be gambling millions. That's his thing. Some people like to gamble, bro, but like I feel like anybody trying to convince other people to gamble isn't really like the best look in my book. At least if you are a gambler, it's okay. I don't really gamble. I've been to Vegas and messed around, but I wouldn't say I gamble day to day. I don't be doing none of this prize picks nonsense, any of this crypto gamble. I don't do it, so I don't promote it. It would be wrong. At least someone like Ack is actually he actually gambles. This is something he actually indulges in and enjoys. So he's shouting people out, saying these are the companies that I actually gamble with. That's cool. But Charlemagne, he on here acting like he ain't got nothing to do with nothing, saying how great it is Jay-Z should have a casino in Times Square. Let Jay-Z get everyone into gambling. He's already rich enough.
Now, a couple of months ago, we'll tell you about a casino possibly opening in Times Square. Well, Jay-Z's Rock Nation plans and wants to open a casino right in Times Square. Earlier this week, Hove agency shared an open letter detailing plans to develop a casino in...
Charlemagne knows all the details.
Last week, yeah, they shared an open letter detailing plans to develop a casino in Manhattan's Times Square. They did it with several newspaper ads. You've seen several people posting it. They're only giving one gaming license to New York City, and Hove wants that license.
Yeah, that needs to happen. I mean, that has to happen. Like in the letter, Rock Nation states there's no...
That needs to happen. Look at him rubbing his hands together like Birdman. He thinking he getting paid already. He already spent the money in his head. Yeah, that needs to happen, man. Yeah, that needs to happen. That needs, Let me just put a little something in your drink. Yeah, all the drinks that you could spike at this casino.
No better location for a Caesar's Palace entertainment destination in Times Square, and I couldn't agree more. Because the reality is, there's nothing in Times Square right now. Like the biggest attraction.
There's nothing in Times Square. Don't get me pissed off. Times Square. There's nothing in. Are you kidding me? Do you think we're dumb? This guy thinks we're dumb. This guy thinks we're dummies. This this man just said there's nothing in Times Square. What the fuck are you talking about? Popeyes, there's nothing in time. There ain't nothing in Times Square. There ain't nothing in Times Square. Times Square ain't what? Ain't nothing to do in Times Square. Ain't jack shit. I ain't taken one step. AP Swatch. Ain't shit to do. Ain't nothing going on down here. There's more going on in Bognor Regis, where I'm from. Ain't nothing. Couldn't get tickets to nothing in Times Square. I'm bored. Ain't nothing to do in here. Nothing to look at. I'm so unstimulated right now. I'm so bored. This guy is a fucking idiot. No, he's not an idiot. He's a liar. He's a liar. He will lie to your face. He will allegedly spike your drink. All right? Ain't nothing to see here. Nothing to do in Times Square. Nothing fizzing in your drink. Shout out to Waymo. That's him doing a shift. Bro, what on earth are you talking about? I can get all the vapes and you know what I'm saying? There's nothing going on in Times Square. We about to get high as hell in Times Square. We about to go... What are you talking? No, this guy is an absolute fraud. This guy, nothing to do in Times Square. Let's go. Times Square is popping. Nothing. Let's take a bus ride for. Book a more. Don't even get me started on Eminem World. Eminem World, it ain't nothing to. Bro, I wish there was just something to do. I wish I could just gamble all my money with Rock Nation in Times Square, man. Because right now I'm bored as hell. I'm bored. I'm so bored. Oh, ain't nothing to do in here. I wish there was just something I could do. I wish I could just. There's nothing. I'm out here with nothing to do. Nothing. I'm so bored. Oh my, I'm so bored. I'm bored. I got nothing to do I'm bored as This guy is a joke. This guy is a joke, bro. It's actually offensive.
Action in Times Square should not be the naked because it's for a Caesar's Palace entertainment destination in Times Square, and I couldn't agree more. Because the reality is, there's nothing in Times Square right now. Like the biggest attraction in Times Square should not be the naked cowboy.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, and imagine flying into New York and being able to stay at the Caesar's Palace Casino for the weekend and partaking in all the fine dining and the Broadway plays. Think about all the jobs that are going to be created from opening this casino in Times Square. Think of all the business.
He need a job. He thinking there's one job getting created that he's super interested in, okay? He trying to be the bartender over there.
That will be positively impacted because of all the traffic that's going to be coming through Times Square. That's more money for mass transit. And Rock Nation said they're going to invest in security heavy, and that's exactly what Times Square...
That's exactly what they need, because you getting punched outside the studio, right? You getting lefts and rights in the back of the head outside the studio getting caught lacking. So you're going to need Rock Nation to invest in that security. This guy's a joke.
New York needs more security. And on top of all that, you have an icon, Brooklyn's own, the greatest rapper of all time, one of the greatest musical acts of all time at the helm of all this, Jay-Z. Come on, man. Isn't it?
Bruh, take Jay-Z's schlong out of your mouth. Please, okay? He didn't even have to spike your drink to get that kind of action.
There's nobody in New York that could get a casino license that could attract a diverse crowd of people from all over the world that Sean Carter would.
Now, the proposal, as Charlemagne said, they want to give back to all surrounding businesses. They want to commit.
I'm confused because where's the ad disclosure? This sound like an ad to me, but I ain't seeing any ad disclosure. I ain't seeing nothing to say advert, sponsored content, equity owner. I'm not sure because the FTC said that you got to disclose this, but I'm not seeing any ad disclosure. I didn't start the video. I said this is paid product placement. This video is still in violation of the FTC guidelines.
Made $115 million for diverse theater programs that also include daycare for Broadway workers and their families.
Come on, man.
They want to benefit mass transit.
He out here doing ad libs for Jay-Z. He out here taking breaks from Gok 3000, all right? He pulling it out his mouth to drop an ad lib and then he getting back to work.
Invest money into sanitation and security.
Come on, man.
All the way into Hell's Kitchen, which is an area in New York City. They want to develop and deliver a much-needed transportation plan to make transportation a lot easier. They want to protect the interests of actors, like I said, producers, theater staff, writers, and people that want to go to Broadway to make it a lot easier. They want to provide opportunities and jobs for all.
It's a no-brainer.
Take that.
You know how many people would love to come to New York just to go to Jay-Z's casino?
Yeah,
to stay at Jay-Z's Caesar's Palace? Come on, New York. Make the right.
You know how many people would love to just hop on their knees and suck Jay-Z's cock? At least one. Charlemagne the creep.
That's an easy call. Rock Nation, Times Square.
Now they're saying the winner of the New York City Monumental New Gaming License will be announced later this year.
Well, I hope it's Rock Nation, and you know, because that 1515 location would be absolutely perfect for New York City. Would change the landscape of the whole city.
Now it's not the whole.
See, I'm glad that he wiped his chin when he was done with Jay-Z's cock in his mouth. At least he wiped his chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least keep it respectful. Give your chin a little wipe when you're done slopping Jay-Z's top in, okay? Because that was absolutely shameful display of subservience there. But anyway, in 2025, Charlemagne also talked about how big it was for both Jay-Z and Nas to be involved in their own different casino bids, without mentioning he was allegedly
I'm still thinking about Jay-Z and Nas both being part of bids to get casinos in New York City. Do you know how big that is? Dropping the clues bombs for Jay-Z.
That is amazing. That's really big.
People understand because they so rich and they be doing so much stuff. I don't think people get it.
Like, they both submitted requests for proposals for something like that. On the same, well, everybody had to do it on the same day, but that's the architect of reasonable doubt and ill.
He know too much. He know the days it has to be promoted. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he's got some Jay-Z cream in that coffee?
And they're both part of bids to get casinos in their hometowns in New York City.
Think about it. They both came from the hood.
That's
Nas from Queensbridge and Jay from Marcy and
come on, man.
What they did with their music catalogs and how they turned it to big business with investments. Nas with Uber and.
I'm still still thinking about Jay-Z and Nas and Illmatic, and they're both
did with their music catalogs and how they turned it to big business with investments. Nas with Uber and Ring and
who dating who is cute and who getting tattoos who is cute, but god damn,
the liquor brands, Rock
all
Nation,
of it is
the
nice
management.
though, all of it. And this is great.
And where they are now
in
in life.
It's going to be real great, even greater for New York. This is amazing.
It's going to be even great, man, because we're going to get these young New Yorkers, you know what I'm saying, from all different backgrounds from the Marcy Projects, hooked on gambling, because that's what it's all about. It's all about filling our pockets and filling Jay-Z's already swollen pockets with gambling money from the vulnerable people who don't have as much money as him. But anyway, all right, Charlemagne would extensively discuss just how much New York needed something like this. It's needed, apparently. It's needed.
Now
and Times Square is needed. Times Square needs it. I don't care what y'all say.
A lot of people don't believe that though.
Well, I don't believe those people. What other bright idea they got?
I don't know, but I've seen people push back against it.
Well, what else are you going to do to revitalize Times Square? Times Square got Broadway, and what else?
I've already showed you, bro. I've already showed you.
And them characters that be outside dressed up that be taking pictures of people.
Dancing,
the roasted peanut.
And probably some down low prostitution.
He would know all about that, wouldn't he?
It might be the people in the suits. And I'm going to go out there and give them $50 and see what he tickle you at.
See if he punish you. All right.
Yeah, that's Charlemagne for you, okay? So in another 2025 segment, Charlemagne would discuss how New York currently looks and why he believed the casino would help. Can we please just get everybody hooked on gambling for my own benefit and Jay-Z's?
I mean, all it's going to do is increase, tourism and increase the amount of bodies that go down to Times Square, which should lift up everything.
Yeah, the only thing I see is they say traffic, right? But
a lot more of it.
But with congestion prices, it calmed down the traffic a lot. But I don't see it doing anything but helping Broadway.
Exactly.
Because if more tourists come in town, it gives you things to do.
You can do a whole weekend. You come to from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, you can do the Broadway. You can do the casino. There'll be shows there. There'll be comedy shows. There'll be stuff to do in Broadway, and then you go over the other side and go to the American Dream Mall and go roller coaster riding with your kids. So there's gonna be a lot to do. I think it's gonna bring more people to the area, which I think is a good thing for Broadway, since Broadway is suffering so bad.
This is one of the most popular districts in the entire fucking planet. This guy is full of shit. It's going to bring more people to Times Square. Times Square, the most famous...
I agree. And yesterday they said, he said in that meeting that 0.5% of all of the revenue is going to go to Manhattan Plaza forever.
Yeah.
Times Square is the most visited tourist destination in the United States and one of the most famous places in the world. It's not about, we're going to bring more people to Times Square. Times Square needs revitalizing. It's about revitalizing you and Jay-Z's bank account. It's about sticking your disgusting, convincing people to gamble casino slap bang in the middle of one of the already most successful and popular shopping districts in the entire world. This is about you inserting yourself. How disgraceful and just self-obsessed do you really think that you and your bullshit gambling play is going to revitalize the already most popular shopping district in the entire world, one of the most famous places on the planet? You absolute joker. What a clown. Times Square is one of the world's busiest pedestrian intersects, tourist destinations and entertainment hubs. Charlemagne talking about what is there to do in Times Square? What is there to do? We're going to revitalize it. We're going to have more people in Times Square. Because that's what you need. This man will lie to your face. Yeah, we need more shopping in Times Square. No, I didn't put anything in your drink. It's disgusting.
In perpetuity?
I don't think...
Come on, man.
I think that's great.
I think it is too. I mean, anytime you could do something like that where it's like continued and it's going to like keep... it's going to keep circling back around to the people, it's a good thing. But to have a person from New York...
What, a casino? Anytime you can put something that's going to keep circling around to the community. A casino. You just trying to get black people gambling and broke. You trying to harm your own people. But that's the Jay-Z playbook. All right? Don't drink Cristal. Destroy yourself with my alcohol. Don't drink Henny. Drink Douce. Don't gamble over there. Gamble with Jay-Z. It doesn't matter. He doesn't give a shit about what happens to the community or his people. It's all about filling Jay-Z's pockets, okay? And Charlemagne filling his throat with Jay-Z's kids.
Like Jay-Z be at the helm of it. I think people don't understand how big that is.
It's projected to drive nearly $900 million in annual neighborhood spending for that whole area. And New York needs that. New York hasn't had an upgrade in so goddamn long. I be thinking New York need to look like Dubai. At least.
Bruv, Dubai wishes it looked like New York's the... Bruv. Stop trying to just stop trying to lie to us, bro. We saw what you did to the drink. We saw what you did. This is a metaphor, okay? I'm just using this as a metaphor, okay? But this is he's metaphorically spiking our drink, but instead of a drink, it's ideas in the community. All right, that's what I'm trying to say.
At least Charlotte.
Nah, it should.
You know what I mean? At least Dallas.
New York looks disgusting.
You know what I mean? At least downtown Chicago.
The fact that this guy would say we're trying to make New York like downtown Chicago is just despicable. He will lie to his people. He'll lie to his audience. He will do absolutely anything to enrich himself. But here's the beautiful, big, beautiful, glorious part of all of it. On September the 17th, 2025, Jay-Z's Times Square casino bid was duly denied, okay, after a 4-2 vote by the Community Advisory Committee, and the Breakfast Club responded, the community slapped you guys. Unlucky, folks. Correction, all those hundreds of millions of dollars being sucked out of the community by degenerate gambling. Corrected you there.
That kind of investment into Times Square and that community now.
Times Square didn't need no investments. Already the most popular shopping district in the entire world. You're full of shit, okay? Keep the lids on your drinks, folks. You saying Times Square don't got a younger audience, bro? The YNs be shooting up Times Square all the time, bro. How many drill rappers from the Bronx be out in Times Square getting in all sorts of issues? All the young generation is outside in Times Square, bro. Talking about only old people, bro. It's nonsense.
Square gonna look like.
I'm not for sure. I can tell you though. Well, first of all, that audio that was SL. The
CEO of SL Green.
The CEO of SL Green, Mark Holly.
They saying that the youth ain't in Times Square. Crowd runs for cover in New York's Times Square after shooting. 17-year-old in police custody. Bro, the youth are running Times Square. The youth definitely running in Times Square, okay? So just leave it out, all right? Leave it out. We've been knowing this. I don't think I can even show you this footage, but this shit's crazy. This was like 2 weeks ago, all right? So you trying to tell me the youth ain't in Times Square? Give me a break. So you doing point guard for Rock Nation, right? You reading Desiree Perez's statement on the air, and Charlemagne acting like he not bothered, but then he's saying we need to bring the youth in, nothing but old people in Times Square. This is the most popular shopping. I ain't even got to say it again, but he's a liar. Get your community hooked on gambling for Jay-Z's benefit. Okay, the mind games, all right? And it's so ironic that Jay-Z talking about, I'm beefing with MAGA Republicans. This is exactly the type of thing that Republican politicians, you catch them doing. They'll weave the most amazing narrative to basically just try and explain in some roundabout way for you to do what they want to do, right? Jay-Z moving like a politician. He's so full of shit, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people are, stupid enough to just go along with what he's saying. And look at this. I cannot believe the gall of this man. Look at this. Look at this. Wait a minute. Let me zoom in. He's got on a shelf a book called Get Honest or Die Lying. You a dead man. You marked for death. Get Honest or Die Lying. This guy is a clown. He's R.I.P. Charlemagne, bro. He's not long for this earth. This is no good. Get Honest or Die Lying. It's going to be funeral for Charlemagne Cosby very soon. They're shills. They're just corporate shills, right? They're just shilling for Jay-Z. They're shilling for Charlemagne. It is an absolute disgrace and an insult to their own audience. What do you mean? Oh, this is what local politics is all about. What, to get a billionaire's casino approved in the already most popular shopping district in the world? You think, and it's unfortunate because some people are stupid enough to not see through this, but these people have disdain for their audience. They think their audience are so dumb that they're just going to gobble this up like Charlemagne gobbles up Jay-Z's cock.
How do you vote them in or out? So just want to throw that out there, guys. If you want to make a difference, get involved in the local level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
get involved if you want to make a difference, man. If you want to make a difference, all right, and make a change for the community, a change for the future, get involved in local politics so that you can get a billionaire's casino approved in an already busy shopping district, all right? I can't remember. Did Martin Luther King talk about he had a dream that his children will be judged not by the content of the color of their skin, but the content of their casinos. All right. No, wait. The content of their character. I don't even remember. I don't care. Just shut up and go and march for Jay-Z's billionaire casino, please.
Conversation has been started as well too. From this is that voting conversation. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Lauren LaRosa letting you know.
What an absolute bunch of clowns, all right? So the conversation has now shifted to whether Charlemagne should have disclosed the alleged equity stake before publicly supporting the project. Yes.
I don't care what y'all say.
A lot of people don't believe that though.
Well, I don't believe those people. What else?
Was not there on the behalf of Jay-Z. Charlemagne was there on the behalf of himself because he had
equity in the casino.
Yes, he was a person that invested and the bid did not go through.
But a lot of people don't know that.
Times Square needs it. Times Square needs it. Times Square needs it.
Times Square needs it.
According to FTC, endorsement guides material financial connections between endorsers and companies must be clearly and conspicuously disclosed. Undisclosed equity stakes could constitute deceptive advertising Plugola violations. Both the endorser and the company can face civil penalties, consent decrees, or lawsuits. Simply put, if you own part of a company or stand to make money from it, you have to tell people before you promote it.
Just like you have to tell somebody if you put something in their drink, you know what I'm saying? You can't just slip it by them and not let them know. But Charlemagne knows how he should be doing things. But people saying, yes, he should have, all right? I know this is about Charlemagne, but I cannot believe DJ Envy has basically been able to move past promoting that real estate fraud where many people lost tens and some hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? He should have disclosed his involvement. I don't care that he's not a journalist. He still owes people the truth. People don't understand the full truth without disclosure. He's a person of influence putting his thumb on the scale while pretending to be a neutral party, knowing full well that his opinion will sway some. He's got his thumb on the scale and his index finger just slid right into Jay-Z's nether regions. You know what I'm saying? It says, yes, kind of explains why he's out fighting for Jay-Z. He's fighting for his business partner. It's weird, though. He was on Drake's back for not being forward if he's actually betting his own money on stake while he's a casino investor and didn't disclose it. Oh, no. Charlemagne, the R word, should have been cancelled years ago. He's a creep, right? He's disgusting. He absolutely should have disclosed this. I'm glad it didn't go through. It's not only the shady thing that he's done or been involved in. Now folks can see even more that him and Jay-Z are in cahoots. Yes, but since he's a real journalist, he isn't beholden to journalists. Since he isn't a real journalist, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's saying you're right. He's beholden to FTC guidelines because he's being broadcast on FTC-regulated airwaves. Oopsie. That's because they're all snakes. I'm glad they didn't get that in, right? All right. It would be a terrible idea. Increase crime without a doubt. I've always figured if Jay-Z or his ventures are mentioned in any media, it's because he paid for it. Isn't that how he started his rap career? So here's another post just on the same thing. I'm just going to read you some more of the comments because everybody's livid. They think Charlemagne's a joke, right? Waymo confirms that Charlemagne had the equity. We already saw this. But people are saying, this is why I got out of the journalism industry. The morals are zero. My favorite is when Taylor Brooks calls herself a journalist during a commercial where she's actively selling a product. Says radio in New York always had a weird relationship with ads and editorial. I remember Angie Martinez used to push Casper mattresses on air like it was her own personal discovery and no one batted an eye. Charlemagne doing full segments on the casino bid without mentioning his equity feels like that same energy just amplified to $1 billion deal. Waymo confirming it just puts a timestamp on something a lot of listeners already joked about in the daily threads. I don't think he broke any laws, but he makes the but it makes the constant campaigning ring hollow. He's always the first one to call out the others for taking money to push narratives, so this is a tough look. It's just funny how selective outrage works in this space. Still, I get it. Everyone's trying to eat off these deals, and the casino was doomed anyway. Okay, they're saying Charlemagne admitted this on Brilliant Idiots after the bid got knocked back. To be fair, Charlemagne or his financial management has to confirm this, not Waymo. That being said, I think it's in print that Charlemagne was a paid spokesperson for the casino. Not sure if that's any better. Is this a problem? I'd do the same. Well, yes, it's a problem. This isn't breaking news. Charlemagne and Fat Joe were both at the public hearing last year. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, it says the article provides no such evidence. Inside the war over Jay-Z's New York City casino, the rap legend recruited everyone from Alicia Keys, Al Sharpton to Charlemagne. No! What do you mean there's no proof? What? What do you mean there's no proof? It's there. Charlemagne the creep. I mean, God. They were trying to land a $5.4 million gambling palace in Times Square. He didn't count on one thing. Theater kids. Not these kids. I thought there were no kids on Times Square. I thought there were no kids on the theater. I thought there was no one young on Times Square unless they shoot in a place. What? Fuck it. Let's read it. I'll just read you the whole thing. Fuck it. We're going long. All right. We danced on Charlemagne's grave. Tens of billions of dollars, thousands of jobs, and quite possibly the fate of New York's most iconic industry and most awful tourist trap were all at stake. Steak? I've got PTSD. But the closing days of a years-long fight over whether to build a casino in Times Square all seem to revolve around one man, Jay-Z. He's the rock. Okay, you could see it. I'm so delighted he didn't get this. Why on earth should this man who's already a billionaire get more access to more billions? On off the backs of normal, hardworking people that get sucked into gambling. It's disgusting. You could see it over the summer when Al Sharpton, they brought out Al Sharpton, all right, headlined a rally south of Times Square, iconic red steps. Say yes time in Times Square, Jay-Z, he shouted. You could see it last week at the Broadhurst Theatre on 44th Street, the site of a final public hearing on the casino before a do or die vote. What do you mean do or die? No one's dying, bro. You're just not having an extra $4 billion, bro. Get over it. For the first time, promised Mark Holliday, the CEO of the city's largest commercial real estate firm, everyone has a seat at this table with Jay-Z at the head. It just so happens that your seats are so small and they're kneeling chairs for you to kneel down in front of Jay-Z and gobble him up. Hove, through this entertainment firm, Rock Nation, poured hundreds of millions into a stake in the project. Oh, no, he lost it. According to its CEO, Desiree Perez, then Rock Nation joined Holiday's company SL Green and Caesars Entertainment in spending millions and millions more promoting it to sometimes wary lawmakers, municipal bureaucrats, and the public at large. That's where Charlemagne came in. The goal, secure one of 3 licenses for the casinos in New York City area. Didn't go to plan, did it? Jay-Z, you lost your money. On Wednesday, everything fell apart. Oh no. Before a bid could even be considered by the state's regulators, it had to capture 4 of 6 votes from the Community Advisory Committee. The community, all appointed by local politicians. But why did Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club lie to us and say that this was an unelected group of bureaucrats? All right. I mean, they weren't elected, but they were appointed by local politicians who I would believe would be elected, and they're working on behalf of the community. Everyone else is working on behalf of Jay-Z. That vote finally happened after years of build-up, and the committee decisively rejected the bid 4-2 against Jay-Z's big play in Times Square. Unlucky, chum. Despite support from the mayor and the governor of New York, the Times Square casino is dead. It's over with. It's dead. Right? R.I.P. It's a massive loss for all of the partners in the Times Square casino project, including its most famous one, whose up from nothing, keep close to the street story was at the center of the closing argument. We from these neighborhoods, Jay-Z told. Are you from Times? Is Marcy Projects located in Times Square? Is Marcy Projects? Nah, it's not there. Looked it up, not there. Nah, it's cap. All right. They sat across a conference table over the summer. We hear a lot of talk about community. We are the community. You a billionaire. We're not saying give it to us because we happen to be black, Hispanic, and female. Jay-Z transitioning all of a sudden. What? I ain't heard that one. Perez tells me right before the big vote. That's not what we're saying. Of course not. But what we are saying is don't ignore who we are, what we stand for, where we come from, where we've been, everything we've accomplished. Please do not ignore that, okay? Don't worry about the fact that this is actually bad for the community. We don't need it. There's absolutely no space for a casino, and arguably it's predatory, forcing gambling on the community. Just Master Rock, man. Come on, man. Remember Reasonable Doubt? Just give me the fucking casino. Remember Reasonable Doubt? It's a hard knock life for us. Give me the fucking casino. Give me the billions. It's a hard knock life for Jay-Z. Nonsense. And as for the forces opposing the casino, the theatre types, who worry that tourists might gamble away their Broadway money, absolutely valid, all right? You're taking money out of the cultural experience of Broadway and its illustrious history to shill gambling to put money in Jay-Z's already swollen pockets. Let's not. Or the casino might poison Broadway's delicate ecosystem, create traffic Armageddon in Midtown, or to borrow a phrase from a different rapper, not like us. Jay-Z's allies argued that opponents weren't just a bunch of finger-wagging hall monitors standing in the way of thousands of black and brown people getting casino. So they were all going to be black and brown and running the casino, is it? They were, according to Sharpton, oligarchs. An ironic choice of words given Jay-Z's billionaire status. See, he's beefing with MAGA Republicans. Bro, you are no different to the MAGA Republicans. You doing the same shit. You would love to be at the table with them. It says, but opposition had its own case to make, and that case ultimately prevailed. Casinos weren't just dangerous to the community, they argued. Facts. They rarely even bring in the revenue they promise. One of the casinos in upstate New York, for instance, is pursuing a deal with the country right now worth up to $585 million to stay afloat. So lots of risk with little reward. What's more, casinos tend to bleed money from the sorts of communities Jay-Z said he represents. Facts. That is the biggest facts. But it's a hard knock life for Jay-Z. Promises to the contrary were empty and even harmful to the community, kind of like the ones coming from the former casino owner who's now in the White House. He beefing MAGA Republicans. He just trying to get up there, all right, and be a casino operating billionaire just like Trump. He wants to be Trump. Jay-Z is desperate to be Trump. He wishes he could be Trump. And in New York City, that man is hated more than Jay-Z is loved. Jay-Z's interest in a casino goes back more than 15 years. At the time, New York State was looking to build a slot parlor near the decrepit Aqueduct horse racing track. One of the bidders tapped Jay-Z for informal marketing and community advice. That bidder eventually won, beating out companies like SL Green. But after that deal collapsed, Resorts World, a subsidiary of a Malaysian firm, was given the Aqueduct contract instead. Today, that depressing slot parlor not far from JFK Airport is the most lucrative gambling hall in America outside of Las Vegas, bringing in nearly $1 billion of annual gaming revenue. Wow. Jay-Z and Roc Nation continued to explore casino deals. Then in 2022, SL Green chief Mark Holliday was chatting with Jay-Z courtside at a Brooklyn Nets game. Man, they just like a man of the people courtside at the game, just chatting with billionaires. Maybe they discussed they could try to get together with an even higher stakes contest for one of the licenses for a full-blown casino in or around the city. Holiday and Perez were both honorees at a local charity dinner a few days later. They started ironing out the details. Roc Nation announced its involvement in the Times Square casino bid at the end of the year. Not long after, the Broadway League, which represents theater owners and producers, began mobilizing people support against it. What unfolded was a miniature political campaign similar to what was happening at almost a dozen different sites. On one side, the promise of more work and the buzz that comes with billions in economic activity. On the other, fears that a casino would leech more from the neighborhood than it would add. Facts. Every casino bidder promised hundreds of millions in improvements to the community around them. What, Times Square? Bro, you ain't even got the bankroll to do nothing to Times Square other than put up a casino for your own ends. Each casino bid faced opponents who noticed these payments were a rounding error compared to the money being made. The ultimate goal for these campaigns were to persuade those 6 people on the community advisory to vote their way. Early on, the Times Square group approached State Senator Liz Kruger. She may have been a die-hard gambling opponent. I voted against bingo in church basements, she once told me, but she controlled one of the 6 votes on the Times Square CAC. In a Zoom meeting, she said the casino team asked her if she wanted to meet Jay-Z. She said, why? I don't like his music particularly. She said, I don't give a fuck about meeting Jay-Z. They recalled saying, they're like, you don't want to meet Jay-Z? Well, don't you know who he's married to? She ain't give a fuck. No one cares, bro. No one cares. I'll take $500K not to dinner. I never could learn shit from none of y'all. The jig is up. Hell no. She said, fuck no. What do you mean I'm dinner with Jay-Z? I don't give a shit about dinner with Jay-Z. I'm a politician. I'm an important person. She didn't meet Beyonce, nor did she get together with Mr. Carter, not even when Jay-Z went up to the state capitol in Albany this May. Jay-Z thinks everyone wants to meet. I don't really even give a shit about meeting Jay-Z, bro. What Jay-Z gonna do for me? But the Times Square casino crew used other ways to make their plan more convincing. They recruited former NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton, who came up with a $78 million plan to secure the neighborhood with drones and cameras and a private security force. Oh, good. Oh, Jay-Z, what are you going to do to secure the community? Oh, we're going to have a dystopian futuristic hellscape where, private militias are securing the area with drones and cameras and a private security force. Oh, yes. Oh, sick. Thanks, Jay-Z. Thanks, Jay-Z. They pledged to buy tens of millions of dollars worth of theater tickets to boost the Broadway economy and pour cash into local charities. And they made the point over and over again that operating a casino in Times Square isn't like doing it anywhere else. No shit. It's not like we're trying to stick this casino building in between some residential neighborhood that's like super quiet. This is supposed to be live and loud. This is supposed to be you taking advantage of the already most popular shopping district while lying to us saying that you're going to revitalize it as if the area needed any help. But there's still plenty of locals in the neighborhoods around Times Squares. On October 16th, 2023, the Times Square casino team hosted an 8-hour free buffet for locals. No such thing as a free lunch. Of course, Fat Joe turned up to the free buffet. A Roc Nation client, he showed up to lend his support. One prominent local community advocate told reporters she wasn't that impressed. I really think it's a predatory business. Facts, said Aleta Lafargue. President of the Tenants Association at Manhattan Plaza, a massive apartment complex with subsidized units for people working in the arts. Lafargue grew up in Atlantic City, she explained, where casinos promised to lift up the local economy, but did the opposite instead. The association joined the Broadway League's No Times Square Casino Coalition. Shout out to that coalition, man. Keeping things as they should be. The following September, Lafargue struck a more conciliatory tone. We're to listen to what they have to say, what they have to offer, she said, as executives from Roc Nation and SL Green prepared to make a presentation. Shortly thereafter, local news outlet The City published an unsigned $20,000 monthly contract for Lafargue to provide strategic counsel to the casino project. Oh my God. They bought her for 20 racks a month. Perez from Roc Nation, allegedly. Perez from Roc Nation says Lafargue never signed the deal but we continued to speak to her, and Lafargue continued to be a conduit to the community. It was one of many such offers, Perez added. We have another community leader that did take a consulting fee and did sign us up to work with her so she could lead us. Lafargue initially gave several conflicting explanations in response, but today maintains she never consulted for the casino. Is that all it costs? 20 racks a month to buy and sell your asses, allegedly? In my opinion. This July, Perez announced that the casino would give $22.5 million over 15 years to the Manhattan Plaza and put 0.5%. Oh, 0.5%. Oh, thanks for 0.5% of the casino's profits into a trust controlled by the resident. Jay-Z so generous with his 0.5%, man. Considering the project bill to remodel 1515 Broadway into a casino would come to $5.4 billion. That stake could prove to be beyond lucrative. Oh, don't tell me they rolled out Alicia Keys in New York. We want you to just come and gamble. Don't give a fuck about you. Rock Nation client who grew up in Manhattan Plaza met residents later that day to talk up the deal. Jay-Z said, Alicia Keys, you better get your ass down there. You better get down there singing and dancing. The Tenants Association withdrew from the anti-casino coalition a few days. All it took was a little Alicia Keys up in there. A little Alicia Keys. That is insane. Oh, I can't believe it. That's all it took. A little Empire State of Mind, man. Jesus Christ, it's sad, bro. Residents' reactions were mixed, however. More than a few worried that the grant had hidden strings attached. There were disagreements about whether to accept the casino fund, so the $22 million was withdrawn, redirected to a more broad-based community fund. All the while, bold-faced names continued to join the casino cause. Jay-Z drafted in his strongest soldiers, Satan's strongest soldiers. The Wire's Wendell Pierce signed on. That's ironic. If you've ever seen The Wire, the irony, if you go and watch season 5 of The Wire, and the corrupt politicians getting money from the streets. Anyway, after a $10 million pledge to support traditionally black theaters. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Sharpton, who has long supported casino projects, got on board with this particular one early this summer. Months later, the casino team made a $15 million pledge to build a civil rights. They'll do anything. We'll do anything. We'll build a civil rights museum. We've got at least just let us get the money in casino. Just come and gamble. Just come and join. It's demonic. These are demons. These are demons straight out of hell trying to get you hooked on gambling. All right? Bro, this is like the Monty Burns Casino in The Simpsons. Charlemagne the God popped by a CAC hearing and expressed his support. So did Fat Joe, who introduced himself with his given name and his Bronx zip code, Joseph Carter Gina 10456. All right? You guys are so fake humble. You guys are just fake humble, all right? What's this, Charlemagne? Oh, my God. Kamala Harris agrees with Charlemagne that Trump's vision for America is fascism. But if you can get your casino in there, if I can make Jay-Z Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. Other casino bidders, other casino bidders have some measure of star power. Nas made his own trip to Albany on behalf of Resorts World, which is trying to expand its slot parlor into a full-service gambling hall, but nothing like this. They weren't the only backers. Several of the city's most powerful unions supported his and pretty much every other casino project because of the jobs they'll provide. They helped convince mayoral frontrunner Zoran Mamdani to table his previous opposition to casinos. They got Mamdani in their pocket too. Don't piss me off. But there has been consistent, ingrained community opposition to pretty much all of the Manhattan projects. Pay attention, people. Everybody in the community hates this. Everybody in the community despises this. Only the billionaires, the politicians, the people that get bought and sold for 20 racks a month, people like Charlemagne the God, Fat Joe out here cosplaying as a working class man like he's not a billionaire with fucking $500,000 watches and shit. Let's just, hang on. I'm just going to air out Fat Joe real quick, all right? So he came down there for the free buffet. Let's just look at Fat Joe's watch collection, all right? Let's just look at a little bit of like what Fat Joe. So Fat Joe, all right, Mr. What was he calling himself? Joseph Cartanaga 10456, all right? He rocking $500,000 watches out here, all right? Fat Joe, the celeb, the humble local, you know what I'm saying? He's just a local guy, just Joey from the block. All right? He just Joey from the block. $3 million in watches between them. Just let him have his casino. He's just He said his zip code. Just let it run. He should have said that. He should have said he should have said Joseph Cartagena or whatever it was. Rainbow Daytona reference number 4506, 450 Rex, all right? And I ain't gonna lie, I got a nice watch too. But at the same time, all right, I'm not out here trying to build casinos. I'm just out here working hard. That is absolute hilarity, bro. Joseph Cartagena. Cartagena? I don't even know. It don't even matter. Saks Fifth Avenue dropped its long shot bid to convert the top two floors of its Fifth Avenue flagship store into a casino. Even Saks Fifth trying to turn their shit into a casino, bro. You guys are demons. You're actually demons from hell. You're actually demons from hell preying on the community. It's disgusting. You should all be run out of town. In May, Wynn Resorts withdrew its $12 billion proposal for the Hudson Yards development just a few blocks from Times Square. The neighborhood has additional concerns, despite it being New York's closest analog to Vegas. The first is its peep show history. Despite Bratton's guarantee that a five-star resort like this will not bring back Times Square's sleaze, residents who attend these community meetings say they're scared. Then there's traffic, which is already a nightmare. Most important are the fears that it could screw up Broadway's theater scene, which is enjoying a post-COVID boom. But that community worries they're never that many flops away from a bust. They don't want the added risk. All of our theaters are here. LaChanze, the Tony Award-winning actress and producer, told me over coffee at Sardi's last year, a casino can go somewhere else, but we can't go anywhere else. Says she's a part of the Broadway League's opposition, which used Times Square itself to troll the Times Square gambling project. When Sharpton spoke at the pro-casino rally by the Red Steps last June, the league placed anti-casino messages on the giant billboards surrounding the site. That's hilarious. Wait a minute. That's brilliant. That's actually brilliant. They put no to Times Square Casino all up on Times Square. All right, they absolutely trolled them. These guys saying, we support Caesar's Palace, and they slapped up a bunch of ads saying, hell no, get out here, Jay-Z. We don't need any of this nonsense in town. When the Community Advisory Committee had its last meeting at the Broadhurst on 44th Street, the league replaced the marquees of the theaters next door with red signs reading no crime, no chaos, no casino. Brilliant. Okay. It said inside the Broadhurst, far more people testified against the casino than for it. Holiday lashed out at the self-interested Broadway League that's been running an underhanded smear campaign against the casino. You running an underhanded smear campaign against the community. And lambasted an unnamed wealthy multi-generational theater owner for protecting its own interest at the expense of the community. Outside black-clad protesters that held up signs reading Broadway cares for the Schuberts. The Schubert organization plays a heavy role in the league and runs 18 of Broadway's at 41 stages. This is apparently a dig at Broadway Cares and Equity Fights AIDS, the industry's most important philanthropy. A spokesperson for the casino team said they weren't involved. Going after an AIDS charity isn't the kind of move that you want to make if you're trying to do something big on Broadway. These guys really wanted to shut down the AIDS charity, bro. Allegedly, that's crazy. They really was like, we can't really. This is going to be a bad look. So Al Sharpton, for his part, brought things back to Hove. He stressed at the Broadhurst that Rock Nation would give the casino diversity and ownership level. You're not just given a token. Jay-Z is nobody's token. He's the token booth. Shameless. It's a great turn of phrase, especially for New Yorkers of a certain age who remember when it took a coin to get on the subway. It didn't get the project out of the station, though. Casinos need a uniquely strong degree of community buy-in. Eric Botcher considered the swing vote on the project, said in a statement, despite extensive outreach by the applicants, that level of support has not materialized. That appeal to Jay-Z as an aspirational avatar and genius businessman wasn't enough. Not in a place that's inseparable from Broadway and the theater. Around New York, around the world, Jay-Z's an icon. But in this neighborhood, he's just another businessman. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. You were. And they said, we don't fuck with you. We don't roll with you. You're just another business. Get the hell out of here, all right? I respect it, all right? Jay-Z is not entitled to anything. He is not entitled to anything. He's already a billionaire. You're not entitled to a casino. How dare you think? I'm not even from. How dare you think that you're entitled to take over and turn the world's most famous tourist interchange into a back alley slot a back alley slot machine for your own benefit to destroy the community? How disgraceful! It's disgusting. And Charlemagne should be ashamed of himself for shilling this nonsense. That's the end of this story. All right. What a disgrace. Everybody involved in this should be ashamed of themselves. I'll leave it there. See you in the next video. Peace out.